This is Punch Wrong Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself. Ladies and gentlemen, the former unified welterweight champion of the world, Keith Thurman, had a recent interview today. And he said a couple of interesting stuff. Ones that point out is, Bud Crawford sent me the contract and I'll sign it. Ooh. Whoa. Sound like Black Rob. Whoa. Terence Crawford sent me the contract and I'll sign it. Damn. I caught the Holy Spirit when I heard that. Oh, Lord. Man, that brings some chills into my body. Lord, I ain't gonna preach. But anyway, Keith Thurman also said that he's willing to fight Bud Crawford, but he's not into or really acknowledge the WBO belt. Okay. All right. You don't not acknowledge the WBO belt. But my man, at least the WBO ain't looking dumb like the WBC right now, Keith Thurman. I don't know if you know, but the WBC is acting kind of... It looks like the WBC is drinking the same thing Errol Spence was drinking before the crash. That's how WBC is doing business. WBC is doing business like they all drinking the same stuff what Errol Spence was drinking before the crash. Now, look, it seems like a lot of people is reluctant to fight Bud Crawford, maybe because of WBO. Or maybe because Al Heyman, which Keith Thurman is it seems like he's like the mouthpiece of Al Heyman. Al Heyman doesn't like the WBO. Seems like Keith Thurman doesn't like the WBO. But you know what Keith Thurman should think about is changing the narrative. Changing the narrative. What's the narrative, ladies and gentlemen? The narrative in the sport of boxing, that a lot of pugilists in the sport of boxing consider Bud Crawford as top pound for pound dude in the sport of boxing. Some of the people have him 1. Some of the people have him 2. But at the end of the day, he is top 3 pound for pound dude in the sport of boxing in all respected opinions in the sport of boxing. Keith Thurman also said that he loves the sport of boxing. If he loves the sport of boxing, he respects the sport of boxing. If he loves the sport of boxing, he knows the sport of boxing. And he knows if he beats Bud Crawford, then he's regarded as the pound for pound dude in the sport of boxing. He changed the narrative of Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence as the major fight. You change the narrative, Keith Thurman. Forget about the WBO. That's just the cherry on top. But you change the narrative. You change the narrative, gain the respect and the acknowledgement of your peers as top pound for pound dude in the sport of boxing. And if you will fight, if you got the heart of a lion like you do, that's how you should be looking at it. So, it's just not the WBO by fighting Bud Crawford. It's by gaining that type of notoriety that Bud Crawford does have. Now, of course, it's going to be ego set into place. Keith Thurman here, he's going to be like, what are you talking about? In his heart, in his mind, he's better than Bud Crawford. At the end of the day, that's not what everybody thinks. That's not what a lot of people think. And that's not what the majority thinks. So peep this. You fighting Bud Crawford. You gaining a belt. You gain the notoriety as being top 2 pound for pound dude in the sport of boxing. You beat Bud Crawford. And you change the major narrative in the sport of boxing. Errol Spence versus Bud Crawford. It will turn back to Keith Thurman versus anybody else. That's what you got to do. You got to think outside the box of Al Heyman. You got to think outside the box of Danny Silva Garcia. You got to think outside of the box of Errol Spence and Sean Porter. You got to fight the dude that people consider as the best, as the pound for pound, not just the welterweight champion, just not a welterweight great fighter in this era, but all around. He talks about also that Errol Spence, that he's wanted to fight Errol Spence or Bud Crawford. If it's between Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, he'll fight Errol Spence first because of the 2 belts. The 2 belts that Keith Thurman once had. He also said that he's willing to get his belt back, but he usually talks about the WBA when it comes to Manny Pacquiao. The rematch could be there. Look, it was a close fight. I agree 100% with Keith Thurman. Did he lose by 1 point? Yes. It was a close fight. It was a split decision. I believe that Keith Thurman deserved the rematch. I do. I think he does. It was a good fight. Everybody loved it. Pay-per-view. I ain't hear nobody, not one soul said, I ain't like the fight with Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman. Right? But He also talks about the rematch with Danny Silva Garcia. Keith one time Thurman, nobody's asking for that fight. Nobody thought that was an excitement fight. It was an excitement atmosphere. It was an exciting, the first 4 rounds of it when Keith Thurman was actually the Keith one-time Thurman when he was approaching that fight. And of course, he's talking about the injury. I seen Keith one-time Thurman after the fight in the city. Hand was hurting. Hand was swollen. So I understand probably he didn't pull the trigger like he wanted to because of his hands. But nobody's calling for that fight. And let alone a pay-per-view fight. No. You ain't gonna gain nothing by Danny Silva Garcia, and Danny Garcia ain't gonna get nothing. He ain't gonna gain nothing by fighting you. Now I understand it could have been a rematch if you still had a belt, and cause I can't contradict myself, I feel like Keith one-time Thurman should get the rematch with Manny Pacquiao because he was a champion and lost it on a split decision, and a champion should get the chance to get his belt back. Danny Silva Garcia lost a split decision with Keith one-time Thurman. He should get the rematch. I understand why Danny Silva Garcia want the rematch and get that. No belt back. You understand what I'm saying? There's no belt there. So why fight now? And at the end of the day, if I was a businessman, I use that fight as my, cash in and get out. Keith one-time Thurman got 2 fights where he could cash in and get out that people's willing to see. I won't fight Sean Porter right now. I'll fight Sean Porter, and that's like my last making money fight when I decide to retire because I got that on the bag. Because everybody in the sport of boxing is willing to see Keith one-time Thurman versus Sean Porter too, because everybody loved that fight. Standing ovation type of fight. So I got that in the back burner. I got Danny Silva Garcia fight in the back burner. But right now, I got to stay hungry. And there's just a couple of things for Keith one-time Thurman that that the hunger will only come back. It didn't come back with Josecito Lopez. He was at LA Fitness. So it can't be just a tune-up fight. Keith one-time Thurman at this stage of his career, which want to retire at the age of 35, like he said in an interview, needs to be hungry. It's somebody out there that needs to actually put, and how you say it in Spanish, la pila, the battery. He needs to fight Bud Crawford for his next fight. Call that out. Put the pressure on Bob Arum. Put the pressure on ESPN. And then Bud Crawford gets the best matchup of his career. Keith one-time Thurman, regardless if he had Manny Pacquiao, but at the end of the day, people disrespectfully doesn't even consider Manny Pacquiao as number 1, number 2, number 3 pound for pound doing the sport of boxing. But they consider Bud Crawford. Beat Bud Crawford. You'll probably be the king in everybody's list. Think about that, Keith one-time Thurman. Keith, think about that. It's just not the WBO. It's the respect of your pugilists. It's the respect of your peers. And everybody could, and this promo could actually, you could switch everything around. A lot of people feel, look at Bob Arum. What he says, Manny Pacquiao ain't want to fight Crawford. You can switch it up. Look, I'm fighting. I'm going to fight the guy that nobody in my PBC banner wants to fight. Yo, you will come out on top. Even in the promotion. Think about it. Keith one-time Thurman need to fight Bud Crawford and change the narrative, baby. He could do it. So Bud Crawford, send a contract. Let's see how real one time is about his word, because he always giving Bud Crawford, hey, if you haven't shown me nothing in the welterweight division, show me something. Boom, he got a belt. Well, you haven't fought a real welterweight. How about you fight Amir Khan? Boom, he did it, made him quit. Keith one-time Thurman now saying, okay, send the contract. Bud Crawford. He said he not willing to fight Kell Brook. He said if he willing to fight he's willing to fight any other PBC. And if he can't get none of the PBC, then he'll fight Kell Brook. You got Keith one-time Thurman, Terence Crawford. The ball is in your court. This is Punch Drunk Boxing. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you feel about the interview with Keith one-time Thurman. Let me know if you think he's serious. He's saying it with his chest. Let me know what you think Bud Crawford needs to do. Bud Crawford, I want to see a recent interview with Bud Crawford and see what he feels about this. You already know. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. You get my updated videos. You already know, man. Support the movement out there. Everybody that's doing it, that's trying to stay healthy. Everybody, please stay healthy. Stay inside. I know I'm outside, but I'm in my backyard. Stay inside. We're going to beat this. Coronavirus is going to get knocked out by the human race. You already know, man. On to the next.